Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I've had the MoYu GTS3m for about a week now. I've done a couple thousand solves, and this can be my full review. Just in a nutshell, this is a fantastic puzzle. I think what I'm going to do, go over the general things about it, which I did in the unboxing, so that's going to be kind of short, and then kind of make this review answering a lot of questions. So a couple things about it. In the box, you get a stand that's built into the box that it's held in, as well as some tensioning tools and some extra magnets, screwdriver, and of course the cube itself. Now, as far as the way the tensioning goes, it's a dual tension system, a spring compression system, whatever you want to call it. The way it works is the blue part compresses the springs and then the screw tightens it more or less, just like you would in a regular puzzle. So there's 8 settings from when it resets itself. And I actually like the tightest setting. Now, the difference between them is not as much as in the GAN puzzles. So the GAN puzzles, there's the red springs and then orange and then clear, then yellow, green, blue, and purple. I've never met anyone who uses the red springs. I've liked the orange in some of their puzzles, and I only know a few people who use the purple. Usually it's between the clear and the blue, and that's kind of what these springs are like. Within those 8 settings, there's nothing too extremely tight and too extremely loose, and that's kind of why I like the tightest setting. It doesn't really slow down the cube too much, but I like the snap that it causes. If you have it on a looser tension, it's not going to snap as much. And I actually still have had to slow the puzzle down a little bit. I've lubricated a little bit with weight 6 from SpeedCube Shop and some other things that I have been working with. Overall, I like the tightest setting because it really gives it a nice solid structure. As compared to the first GTS and the GTS2, the first one, it has more of a similar design where the feet are, where the first GTS almost had a double torpedo, which this one does have. And the GTS2, though, has more of a bump on the edge, which also this has. So it's kind of a combination between those two. So let's go into some basic questions people have had. First off, it is only in stickerless. From what I've heard from other people who've talked to MoYu, that there were that stickers will not really sit well or be hard to place if they made a stickerless version. Now, with that said, I'm going to assume at some point in the future they'll make a stickerless version, maybe one without ridges, but right now it's only in stickerless. But the stickerless shades are much nicer than the old MoYu puzzles. So the past maybe few months is what the new colors are, and the biggest is this brighter yellow, which has been needed since a lot of companies like Chigi have been using that yellow. The dual tension system is not hard to mess with. It's really easy to set the blue tension, so screws are a little bit more difficult to set and see where the tensions are. So often what I do is just sort of pull a corner out and see how far the base of that corner pulls out from the edge. Usually I like to have it set where it just barely you can see the edge of that corner. So that's the best way I tension it. It's actually might be a little bit harder to see just the depth of it because of that blue tension system compared to a regular puzzle. The biggest question is the ridges, of course. And I've gotten a lot of questions about that. How prominent are they? Do I like them? And they're not that prominent. You can feel them, of course, they are there, but they're not as much as some other puzzles that have tried to have that ridge design. It's very subtle, and it really does just help with grip. I've met a few people who said they didn't like the ridges when they first got the puzzle, and then now they do like it. I haven't met too many people who got it, didn't like it, and still don't like it. Often it's just getting used to it. And on that note, after I've gotten used to it, going back to a puzzle that doesn't have ridges, it is so much different. It feels almost as if the cube is not as controllable. It's like it's just going to slip out of your hand any which way. The ridges really are a good thing, and I'm hoping more puzzles start implementing them. They could make them a little smaller, and I think some people might be more accepting of using it then, but it's definitely just something you get used to, and then I honestly really like. Someone actually asked online if it hurts your fingers after using, and I find it the opposite. I actually find it much more easier and comfortable to use this puzzle. I've done so many solves in a row with this, and the big thing with it is it just feels relaxing to solve. It doesn't feel like it's that much work to turn the puzzle, and as you see in the solves I'm going to put in this video right now, I'm not turning very fast, but I feel like I'm getting really good times, or just consistent time. So overall with this puzzle, it's fantastic. It's exactly what I think we need to have in a puzzle right now. There are other ones, different sizes from other companies coming out, ones with stickers, different things that they of course could change, possibly improve upon, but for where we are as far as puzzle designing, this really is one of the best ones on the market and does incorporate the magnets, new design with the ridges that work really well, and just overall great performance. Corner cutting over 45 degrees one way and reverse as well. Also, if you haven't gotten this puzzle, I suggest getting it. It's definitely worth the money. And if you like the GTS2, but maybe wanted to adjust the springs, make them feel a little bit looser, a little bit tighter, or you just wanted something that had maybe nicer stickerless shades, so that's where you're gonna go. So thank you very much. This one was from MoYu, so I've been testing out with that. The one I got from Speedcube Shop wasn't opened, and the giveaway I believe should be over by the time this video comes out, if not ending very soon. So thank you very much. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.